Hi everyone. Hello, hello, hello. How is everyone doing? I'm gonna wait till you guys come in. Yes, I'm live. Yes, yes, yes. I'm actually on camera. Something I hate doing. All right, Benjamin, welcome. I'm just waiting till everyone comes in. Okay, my camera's off. You guys can hear me, I hope. So, guys, I came back from another excursion, and boy, is this going to be incredible. Okay, let's see here. I am going to show you guys a tiny bit of what is in the desert southwest. It's fascinating, fascinating, fascinating stuff. Let's see here. As you come in, hit the like button. All right. I mean, it's really amazing stuff that's out here. You know, I haven't even begun to like scratch the surface of like what's out here. So I'm gonna give people a couple minutes to come in while I set up the stream with what we're going to look at. I'm not going to be on camera, but I just wanted you guys to see me so that you see I'm okay. It's still Renetta. I'm not like, I didn't come back a cheetah hoodie. It's still Renetta. It's still me, you know. So I just wanted everyone to see my face. Okay. Press one if you can hear me. And we're going to go into, some really fascinating stuff that's out here. You know, let me tell you, press one if you can hear me. Hey, okay. It's just amazing what's out here. Yeah. Okay. So guys, come in, give it a couple minutes, and then we're gonna get started. Okay. And I'm also doing another show later on. I think that might be recorded, right? So I'm in the background. I'm here. I'm in the background getting stuff done. Okay. So just keep coming in. Give it like 2 more minutes, and then we'll start. Okay. Thanks, guys. All right, guys. So, welcome. Let's start with roll call. I know they claim it's 15 people here, but you know how they just love me sharing information, right? Okay, so roll call. Benjamin, Unika, E. Carter, Quee, Miss BB, Jennifer, Chanelli, Sarah. Okay, welcome, 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 welcome. Okay, so we just did roll call. Thank you for that. Bear with me 1 second here. Okay. Now, today we're going to start with something fascinating. I'm going to share my screen. So I had a sponsor who wanted to go see the ancient sites. They couldn't believe there was a pyramid in Texas, an actual pyramid. And Texas does not have one pyramid. Texas has, I counted maybe about 50 pyramids. And I'm being serious. And when I say pyramids, I'm talking about the original pyramid. Okay. Texas has conical pyramids, which I have the photos of. And Texas has the original type pyramid. Okay. And the original type pyramid was not cut out of blocks. Is anybody understanding English today? Does everyone understand English? The original, let me say this again. The original pyramid was not hewn or cut stones. The original pyramids were literally mountains that were smoothed out on the outside to form pyramids and then hollowed out on the insides. Okay? The hewn rock and hewn stones came from, I believe, I may be wrong, came from when the giants built the pyramids. But the original pyramids, I believe, was built on before the Titanomachi Wars, when the Titans went to war with their children, the Olympians. Okay? And this is part of history that has been wiped out completely by, the Abrahamic religions that lied and told you everything that's above 7 feet is a giant and was wicked. It's an absolute lie. It's an absolute, absolute lie. Okay. Now, why is this important? The reason why it's important to understand that the original pyramids were conical in shape and were pyramids with a square base, 8-sided. Some say 4, but they curve in at an angle on each side, forming 8 sides. And some of them are 4-sided. Some are 8-sided, some are 4-sided. Okay? The reason why this is important is because you want to distinguish between an ancient Atlantean pyramid versus their children, an Egyptian, what you call Egyptian pyramid. Okay? Also, there are conical pyramids, which I have spectacular photos of in Texas. And West Texas has, I believe, I counted at least there's one place in Texas where the entire town is just pyramids, an ancient Atlantean structure. The entire city, and the people have no clue that they are literally living in the city that's a remnant of Atlantis. Okay? So today we're going to look at an ancient past that was before that war broke out between Osiris and his brother, Enlil and Enki, Yahweh and his so-called enemy, and Yahweh being Enlil, Yahweh being Tetzcatlipoca. And I know that Yahweh are these entities because Yahweh likes blood sacrifice, whereas the other one doesn't. Osiris never asked for blood sacrifice. His brother Seth does. Enki did not ask for blood sacrifice. His brother Enlil did. Quetzalcoatl did not like blood sacrifice. Tetzcatlipoca did. And it's the same entities, different names. right? Okay, so before we even go there, I want you guys to look at this symbol. Now, this symbol, I first saw this symbol when I went on the second excursion, and I want to thank the sponsor, because all you guys know I'm the Baroque archaeologist, okay? And I want to thank the sponsor for sponsoring the second excursion, so that way we can get the sites, okay? So we can show you guys the true history that occurred in the United States before they recreated this planet. And they recreated this planet with a slave race called Adam and Eve. Okay? The race before Adam and Eve, I believe, was too brilliant, too powerful, and too smart. And I believe the Elohim got jealous. They came here, as they said in their book, and they said, these people are too powerful, too smart, they're going to end up like us. And they caused division. Now, I want to show you guys in stone what's out here with your own two eyes. So, on my second trip, as an excursion going into the desert, I saw this symbol on the head of one of the queens, the lion-headed queen. And the lion-headed queen, and there are multiple symbols that represent kingship and queenship. Okay, ship, like a steward, or actually craft as in ship, right? So there are multiple totems, meaning animal symbology, that represents kings and queens. One of the totems for a king is a lion. A queen, it's also the lioness. Another one is the eagle. Okay? The lion, the eagle, and the oh Lord, there's a third one. Oh God, they just wiped my mind. Anyway, so these are some of the symbols that represent kingship, queenship. Okay. Now, this symbol I first saw when I went on my second trip. And let me show you where I saw it. Right here. I don't want to zoom in too much because I don't want it to get blurred, but it's a pretty good picture for you to see. Do you guys see the symbol here? Press 1 if you see the symbol. See the symbol here? And you actually have to see this with your own two eyes. Press 1 if you see the symbols. Okay, this is the symbol here. Let me know if you see it. Okay, wonderful. Now, when I zoom out, you begin to see what? You see the face of a man, the face of a woman in the middle, and then the face of another woman. And their faces are in a stepped pyramid. We went over this pyramid before. Why is there a pyramid in the West Texas desert? Okay. This pyramid is about 400 feet high in the air, and the entire pyramid base is about, I would say, about 2,000 feet, maybe even more, about a mile, or maybe yeah, maybe more than a mile, because 1,600, yeah, meters. I think it's 1,600. Yeah, the 1,600 meters is a mile. Okay. Oh, is it 1,600? Yeah, it's meters. Okay. So the whole thing here is a stepped pyramid. Now, when you're close up at this pyramid, you see the face of the man, who is Osiris. And I will prove to you it's Osiris. The face here in the middle, which is a female conjoined with the man. Then at the top, you would see the glowing eyes of the serpent. I'm going to show you guys this. But when you go at a distance, about a couple miles down the street, you begin to see this female. This female. And no female in Egypt, this type of pyramid is Egyptian, or so you think. No. There is no female in Egypt that wears a seal on their forehead like this. Okay. And when you begin to dig, you realize, wait, hold on. This seal is Atlantean. Atlantean. Now look at this symbol and look at this symbol. Okay. This is the symbol I drew out, and this is it on her forehead. And you can clearly see this is a female, the lion-headed one. It is a spectacular sight to behold. Now, what's interesting about this, you're looking at something that's millions of years old. And we know it cannot be Yahweh. It cannot be Jewish because it's millions of years old. Now, what's interesting about this symbol is that this being here is a turtle representing Turtle Island, which was a revelation given by someone to me. On the turtle is written Hebrew. Did everyone catch this? When I tell you you've been lied to, when I tell you you've been lied to, okay? On the turtle is written Hebrew. Why is that important? It's important because this is older than 6,000 years. This symbol is a symbol that's older than 6,000 years. The Hebrew language is less than 6,000 years old, and it's a dead language. But we do know that the Egyptians are older than 6,000 years. And if the symbols are Egyptian and this writing is Hebrew, it tells us everything we know today about what calls itself Hebrew is a lie. It's right here, carved into a mountain in Texas, because their own book says there's 6,000 years. This mountain survived the flood. The flood was 12,500 years ago. Is everyone following what I'm trying to show them? And this is not the Middle East. This turtle is in the United States, and I was able to make out 2 letters on the turtle, and the first letter was Aleph. Okay? That flood was 12,500 years ago. And we know there was one group around about 12,500 years ago, and they were Egyptians, or what they call Egyptians, or Kemites. Okay? So books can be changed. What they didn't account for was that the ancients would carve the true history on the side of mountains. And that is why Jesus told you, hey, the rocks will start talking. I'm not the one who said it. Take it up with Jesus. Okay. Now, the symbol you see is on her forehead. Okay. Now, I know there are those who are Black and those who are white who hate each other. This may not be for you. You could politely bow out. For those of us who want to learn true history and live in peace with each other, this is for you. Okay. Now, what's interesting about this symbol is I have been tracking this symbol, and when I came back, something said to me, go watch Stargate SG-1. Go watch Stargate SG-1. I mean, it's crazy. Okay. I found the symbol that's in Stargate SG-1, and that's why I put it here. You guys can see. It's Stargate SG-1, Season 4, Episode 17. Let me download the symbol and show it to you. Okay. This is the symbol that is on the Queen's head of Atlantis. When I tell you you've been lied to, you've been lied to. Okay. Let me download it. When I tell you you've been lied to, you've been lied to. Okay. Hold on. Let me see if I can just pull it across here. This is the symbol in Stargate SG-1. I'm sorry for the lines, but you can see it. Okay? Why is a symbol in a series called Stargate SG-1, Season 4, Episode 17? Why is this symbol that's in Stargate SG-1 on the head of an Atlantean queen? The queen of Atlantis. Is anyone on Earth today? Stargate SG-1, Episode 4, Season 4, Episode 17. You got it, Unica. Why is the symbol on the forehead, the shield of the Atlantean queen in Stargate SG-1? It gets crazier. It gets way crazier than this. That's why I had to go and get you guys the facts in pictures and videos. Let me show you the video so you see I didn't doctor this. This is actually real. Oh my God, they just deleted one of my videos. Oh! Hold on. Let me pull up one of the videos here. Okay, let's download here. There's a second here. Let me pull up the video so you can see with your own two eyes. This video might be a little bit blurry because I was taking it with my hand, right? I want you guys to see the video with your own two eyes so you know Renetta's not making it up. This is the entire mountain range. Let me move this. Here we see Osiris. Here we see the profile of Isis. And we see the lion-headed queen, that is the queen of Atlantis. This is her here. Does everyone see the queen's face? And here we see the queen of Atlantis, who is the bloodline that preceded Osiris and Isis. Okay, let me say that again. The queen of Atlantis is the bloodline that came before Osiris and Isis. And she is the Sphinx, the lion-headed one. This is why the Sphinx is female. Because it is the queen, and it has always been the female who anoints the king, who determines the bloodline of the kings. Is everyone catching that? Right? I want you guys to see the video. Watch the video. This is me who filmed this in the desert. Okay? Does everyone see the pyramid? I'm sorry, you can see my hand is shaky. Does everyone see the lion, the profile of the lion? Look, all of this is the lion's head. The lion's body goes all the way back. You guys see? Yes, it's a sphinx. Exactly. The sphinx is the lion-headed one. The lion-headed one is the queen of Atlantis. Here we see the turtle representing America. And on this turtle is Hebrew. No, you guys didn't catch that. On this turtle is Hebrew. Oh, you guys didn't catch what I said. Oh, I'm about to drop some boulders on people's heads today. Thank you, Unica. Sekhmet. Hold on, Renetta. How old is this mountain? This mountain existed before the Jews existed. What? I didn't say I said. This mountain existed before the Jews existed. This mountain is older than 12,500 years. What? Let me say it in French. This mountain is older than 12,500 years. Renata, how do you know that? Because we see the flood lines. Where the flood came, it did not reach this mountain. It's above 7,000 feet. You see, man can lie, but the ancients, Jesus told you, the rocks are going to cry out. The rocks are crying out, telling you everything you've been taught is a damn lie. Not a lie, a damned lie. The ancient Hebrews were Egyptians. Anyway, let's continue. And Atlanteans. Oh, Renata lost her mind. I'm going to say it in French. The ancient Hebrews are not who they tell you they are. The ancient Hebrews are older than 6,000 years. This mountain is over 1,000,000 years old. Untouched. And when they were doing archaeological digs here, they found seashells here. Do you want to know when the sea was here? Are you ready for some real crazy shit? When they found the seashells here, there was an ocean here 500 million years ago. Yes, Connor, thank you. Did anyone hear those numbers? Okay, I'm not going by hearsay. I'm telling you guys the facts. When there was a body of water in this region, it was 500 million years ago. Oh, let me say it again, because I may need to say it in German. When they found the seashells in this area, they determined that when water was in this area, because this area is a desert now, it was 500 million years ago. Now, Jewish history is 6,000 years. Hebrew, according to them, is less than 6,000 years. Because allegedly, if they are the true Hebrews, they came out of Egypt about 4,000 years ago. Hold on. Why is there a mountain in Texas with a turtle that's over 1,000,000 years old with Hebrew written on it? You know why? Because you're dealing with a story much older. I'm going to show you the story of Jonah being vomited out of the whale. Do you want to know how old those stones are? And those stones are Apache stones. Those are over 1,000,000 years old. And you know who you find there as well? Egyptians. Jesus said, the rocks will cry out. Don't blame me when the rocks cry out. I'm following Jesus. Let's continue. So we're looking specifically today at the seal. Now I know Black people today hate white people today hate Black people. If you hate each other, this stream is not for you. This is for people who want to learn what the rocks are crying out, saying. Now, I went to go look for this seal. I said this seal has to be somewhere in history. Funny enough, I found the seal in Stargate SG-1. Let me finish playing the video. In Stargate SG-1, I found the seal. I told you, season 4, episode 17. This is the entire range, okay? The floodwaters did not reach up here, and this is the seal, okay? Which also looks like a face, okay? But it's actually a sun symbol with a kind of an ankh-like shape, but it's not really an ankh. It's like a curved ankh. This is the entire range that tells the true history of the human race being created by male and female. This is before Adam, that they claimed were all a bunch of demoniac cannibals, which is a lie. Okay? This is the entire range. This mountain here is the story of the human race. And then to the right of that are the guardians over the human race. This is the bloodline here of the Queen of Atlantis, who gave birth to Isis Osiris, who then gave birth to Akhenaten Nefertiti, and these are their 2 daughters. That's why these look like females. Okay. All in a mountain in West Texas. Okay. All right. Now, here's what I want to show you. I went to go look for this symbol. This is the symbol in Stargate SG-1. Because Stargate SG-1, let me tell you something. You guys better start watching that. The only problem is that they made them to be parasitic. And I'm not sure if that is true or not. Because you got to remember who controls Hollywood. And you have to remember that they invert everything. Okay? Thank you for that, Connor. Now, let's go back to the symbol. This is the symbol. So I went on a natural quest looking for this symbol. This symbol, I found this symbol. Now, the one going down is female. Okay? The one going up, and let me just reverse this. Boom, boom. Okay? Let's reverse this. This is the female symbol. Oops, oops. This would be the male equivalent. Is everyone seeing this? Is everyone seeing this? Now, are you guys ready for where I found the symbol? The first place I remember seeing this symbol was on the Uni of Ife, which is a West African king. The Uni of Ife, he has this symbol in his royal crown. I don't know what it symbolizes, but I do know it's the exact symbol. Can everyone agree it's the exact symbol? Okay, remember the female, when the female wears it, it goes down. A little birdie told me that. And when a male wears it, it goes up. Okay. Now watch this. Now this is gonna, this may upset some people, but I don't care. The rocks are crying out and the boulders are gonna be dropping on people's heads. So if you want to be racist, you can go ahead and be racist. I don't care. The second place I found the symbol is Odin, the god of the Europeans. Can anyone believe this? The god of the European race. I'm talking about before Catholicism, before the Abrahamic religions took over Europe. Now, why would a symbol or Oh, I'm about to drop some bricks on people's heads. Oh, I'm about to drop some bricks on people's heads. Oh, they're going to hate me for this. Oh, they're going to hate me. Oh, I'm about to drop some ancient boulders. Don't blame me. Jesus said the rocks will cry out. I'm only telling the people what the rocks are saying. Let me say it again. I went looking for this symbol, which is on the head of the Queen of Atlantis. No, Renetta, you're lying. No, Renetta, you're lying. Boom! Renetta, you're making this up. Boom! Renetta, you're a fantasist. Boom! Bricks, boulders, stones being dropped on the heads of the zombies today. I said boulders being dropped on the heads of racist zombies today. So, Renetta was like, okay. I said, if this is the Queen of Atlantis, which is the queen over all the bloodlines of the kings, all the bloodline of the queens, then I'm going to find this symbol throughout the earth. So I went looking. The first place I saw the symbol was in Stargate SG-1. I'm just recapping because I like to annoy the zombies. You tell me, stop repeating yourself. No, I have to repeat myself. I said, oh my God, that's the symbol. The Queen of Atlantis had that symbol on her forehead. What does this mean? Now watch this. The symbol on the forehead for the Queen of Atlantis, who is in Texas on a pyramid, and Stargate SG-1 is an ancient satellite. That's what the symbol represents, an ancient Atlantean satellite. So I went looking for the symbol, and I said, okay, let me start with what I know. Let me start in Africa. Only to discover that the symbol was on the crown of the Uni of Ife, the king of Ife. I said, okay, let me go looking for the symbol again. Only to find that the symbol was on the crown of Odin. But hold on. But one is black and the other is white. One is European and the other is African. We hate each other. There is no way we have the same root, but your kings do. Did anyone hear English? But your kings do. Look. So, Renetta went looking again. Watch this. So I began to look through Stargate SG-1 for more symbols. I'm just going to close it out. Okay. Now watch this. This is one of the stars of Stargate SG-1. Okay, Teal'c. Stargate SG-1. He has what is on his forehead called a printep, meaning he wore on his forehead a mark of the gods. Are you guys sitting down? Because I don't think you guys are sitting down. Everybody sitting down? Is anybody sitting down? Because I don't think you guys are sitting down. He had on his head what is called a printep. That's the mark. That's the mark. Okay? Let me close this. Let me close this. And let me close this. Okay? There is a mountain in Texas that looks just like Odin, carved from rock. Look here. Does anyone see the printep? I'm about to drop Thor's hammer. Bang! Odin has always been depicted. Let me give you a little history on Odin. Oh, I'm about to drop Thor's hammer on their heads. They're going to hate me for this. But that's okay. You get over it. Okay. Okay. Let me show you. Let me show you Odin. Okay. Odin has always been depicted as having one eye. One eye. Okay? One eye. I'm going to take this here. Okay? Okay. Oh, Lord. I'm going to have to back up here. Hold on. Because this is blocking it. Hold on. Odin has always been depicted as having one eye. Okay? I'm trying to find a good picture of Odin. Oh, this is going to bang some people on their head. They're going to be pissed. The racists and the Nazis are going to have a field day with this one. But it's okay. You get over it. You'll survive. You'll survive. Okay? I'm just going to do an illustration of Odin. Okay? That's not a good one because that's portraying him with two eyes. I'll just use this one because I can't find it. Google went in and got rid of all the pictures. I mean, Lord have mercy. I can't stand Google. Oh, Lord, you find something and then they get rid of it. I don't know what the hell is wrong with these people. Okay. Odin has always been depicted with one eye. Okay? You know your one eye symbolism. Renetta, how do you know this rock is Odin? Because Odin has always been depicted as having one eye. Do you see the eye here? Do you see it here in the rock? I took this photo on your left. Odin has always been depicted as having this triangular crown. And Odin always has this printep in the middle. Look at the printep. Now here's what's crazy. On a rock carved in Texas. Oh, I'm about to drop the hammer. Okay? Odin has a printep on his forehead. Teal'c, who was the right hand of the system lords, had a printep. How is it possible? In Stargate SG-1, Teal'c, okay, the high commander for the Pharaohs, had a printemps on his forehead. And there is a rock in Texas that is depicting Odin with a printemps on the forehead and one eye missing. Renetta, you're making stuff up. You're seeing stuff. You're crazy. You lost your mind. You sure about that? Are you sure I'm crazy? Are you sure I'm crazy? Oh, I'm going to show you crazy. Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? You want to challenge me? Do you want to challenge me that this is in fact Odin? Are you sure you want to challenge me that this is in fact Odin? Okay, watch this. On the right hand, Odin sits on the right hand. Hold on, I'm looking for the right photo. This is a mountain. This is an Apache base. Apaches. Odin, when you go there, he sits on the right hand of Nama. Nama. This is not a good picture. I'm looking for it, and the photo disappeared. My photo disappeared. These people are ridiculous. You ran away with my damn photo. Hold on. These people are always, I mean, Lord, hold on. Let's see if I can find it here. Nope. I'm looking for Nama. I have the photos stored in. Okay. Hold on. Let's see if I saved it here. Hold on. I'm going to have it here. Ah, here it is. Nama. This is Pharaoh Nama, carved into a mountain. Do you see the Egyptian eyes? This is Pharaoh Nama. On the right hand, Renata, you're seeing stuff. That's not Nama. You sure about that? Are you sure about that? On the right hand of Nama is Odin. Is anyone seeing this? And this is sacred land of the Apaches. This rock is for 300 plus miles from this one. To get to here, from here, where this pyramid is, to here, where this Apache rock carving is of Nama. Yes, Angel, Ganesha is always there, but that's the African elephant. Nama transforms into the African elephant. Yes, you are seeing correctly. And I have photos of it. At the right hand of Nama is Odin and his sword. And Odin has the printemps, just like Hyuk. It's right here. This is who is at the right hand of Nama, with the printemps on his forehead. Is anyone seeing this? I have the videos and I know the location. Now watch this. inside of Nama, and I didn't find this, inside of Odin, and I'm not the one who found this, is Pharaoh. Here you see Pharaoh's eyes. Here you see Pharaoh's elongated head. I'm not the one who found this. And he's sitting on a throne inside of Odin. This looks like a seal here. You got to remember, these collections of mountains, of rocks, is millions of years old. So it's millions of years of weathering. Tube iron throne of Osiris. Connor, I need to bring you in so you can, let me email you. Okay, hold on. Okay, I'm gonna bring you in, hold on. Invite. Copy. Con, I just sent you an invite. Okay. Okay. Now here's this. Next to Nama, it gets crazier. Next to Nama is Odin. Whoa, 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 whoa. Renetta, you're telling me that the kings of Africa and the kings of Europe at one point in time were one? That's what I'm telling you. It gets crazier. Let's continue. Renetta, you're making stuff up. Okay. All right. You know I bring the heat. You know I come to wash my enemy's ass. Because they always like to drag me in the mud. Now, here's where it gets really crazy. Let me get the video, because I like to show the video first. Hopefully I have the video of this one on here before I show the photos, right? Okay, let me get the video first so you see that this is real and I'm not making it up, okay? All right. I'm going to show the video so you see the video with your own two eyes. This is a video I took myself. This video is a stone mural about 20 feet high. It is a wall that is a stone mural. I'm going to play the video. Thank you, Connor. Let me get through this, and then I'm going to bring you in. I want you to pay attention to something. Do you see? Who do you see? Let me know if I need to make it bigger. That's the biggest I can make it. Whose face do you see? Boom. Whose face do you see? Boom. With glowing eyes, carved on the side of a hill. Osiris! Osiris. Now get this. Does anyone else see Osiris with glowing eyes? We're going to mark it up if I need to. Say, hey, Renetta, mark it up. Mark it up, y'all. Mark it up. Mark it up, y'all. We're talking about a time before the Elohim arrived. Thank you, Isis. Does anyone else see Osiris? Mark it up, y'all. Mark it up. Mark it up, y'all. Mark it up. Okay, so I got to mark it up for other people to see. Okay, right here. First, let's add some light so that people can see. Do you see? Do you guys see? Sarah sees. Okay, let's mark it up. Okay. First, we want to mark up the glowing eyes. Now, when you're dealing with Egyptian pharaohs, you must understand they have 3 sets of eyes. They have 3 pairs of eyes. Did anyone hear English, French, Dutch, and Portuguese, and Afrikaans, and Swahili? Okay. How many eyes do pharaohs have? How many pair of eyes do pharaohs have? Pharaohs have 3 sets of eyes. Pharaohs have their human eyes. Pharaohs have the mounted serpent. When the serpent is mounted, you know, that serpent that Moses held up, Moses the Egyptian. And then Pharaoh has the 3rd pair of eyes, which is the eyes of God. This is why pharaohs were considered gods. Connor, I'm going to bring you in. Okay? Let me show you Pharaoh's first eye. Just like Odin. Just like Odin. Odin was missing an eye. And it was Avion, I believe, who said he lost an eye to knowledge. That is correct. Let's mark up the first eye. That is why the Bible talks about the eye of the Lord. Oops, that's a little bit too thick. Just like Odin. Does anyone see the first eye? Let's see if I can make it bigger. Okay, that's good. All right, now let's mark it up. Does everyone see the first eye? Press yes if you see the first eye of Pharaoh. Sorry. Thank you. Anybody else? Connor, Avion, yes. You guys don't find this fascinating? Are you guys bored? Are you guys bored with the topic? Am I boring you guys? Only 2 people? Benjamin, thank you. Sarah, thank you. Okay. When the serpent, you know the serpent that Moses held up? Okay, Kimari, yes, you guys are going there. When the serpent is mounted, the serpent has glowing eyes that gives the Pharaoh his psychic power. Let's mark up the glowing eyes of Pharaoh. Does everyone see Pharaoh's second pair of eyes? Notice, Odin had 1 eye. Odin did not have the triple layer of eyes. Odin had the first eye. That first eye represents that Odin was God-man, but he did not have the 2nd and 3rd pair of eyes to determine rank. I'm going to hit you guys with Thor's hammer tonight. Who's ready for Thor's hammer? To bash the hard-headed boulders and crack the skull of the zombies tonight? We're cracking the skull of zombies tonight. Okay. So the first eye, we mark up. When the serpent is mounted, there's a second eye. Yes, of course you see the serpent, Jarani. But are you ready for the third eye? Yes, Isis. Are you ready for the third eye of Pharaoh? Let's mark up the third eye. Boo! Jolana! Girl, Angel, I'm about to hit them with Thor's hammer. How many eyes do you use to see? So when people call you cuckoo because you're psychic, nope. When they call you insane because you can see far, no. You let them know. Pharaoh had 3 pairs of eyes. Let them know that their own Bible said the eye of the Lord goes to and fro throughout the earth. Do you see the 3 eyes of Pharaoh? The human eye, the serpent eye, and then the eye of God. Now watch this. We're going to cancel this. Which eye of Pharaoh is it, his first eye, his second set of eyes, or the third eye? Which eye of Pharaoh glows? Which eye is glowing? Angel! That's why. After I drop this boulder, I'm going to bring Connor in. Because there's more. I said there's more. And omniscience. Potency is power. Omniscience is knowing. Past, present, and future. Now, here's my question. Pay attention. We saw the 3 pairs of eyes for Pharaoh. The first one missing because the first one represents what? The unfinished pyramid, which is the topic we're going to talk about tonight. America is the only place on earth where you will find pharaohs and you will find pyramids in the desert southwest with an all-seeing eye. It's nowhere else. I found them. But let's continue. Which eye is glowing? Come on, class. Is it this eye here? Is it the serpent eyes? Or is it the third eye of Pharaoh? The third pair of eyes for Pharaoh? Which one, class, is the one that you can see glowing? The first, look at the photo. Which one do you see staring at you the most? Look at the photo. Which ones do you see staring at you the most? This one down here? This second layer? Or the third one? The first one, when the serpent is mounted, the second one, or the third one? Which one do you see staring at you? Okay, Connor says third. Angel says third. Don't you see? Does anyone else want to go? Don't you see two eyes that are white, bright, staring at you? I'm about to hit you with Thor's hammer on this one. Let me play the video. Let me play the video. So you can see. Look at this is the video. Which eye do you see staring at you? The second eyes. Let's play it. Let's play it. Let's play it. You guys see it? Staring at you? Boom. Do you see the second eye staring at you? Pharaoh's second layer. The serpent eyes. Carved in a mountain. Sherry says third. It's actually the second layer of eyes. The one that's mounted. The white. Yes. Are you ready for this? Are you guys ready for this? Let me know if you're sitting down. Oh, let me know if you're sitting down. Oh, let me know if you're sitting down. Let me know if you're sitting down. Let me know if you're sitting down. Connor's sitting. Is Connor the only person sitting? I'm going to bring Connor in after this. There's way more in this mural. We could spend weeks on this mural, and we are. Only Connor sitting down, nobody else. Sitting. Connor, Avian, Kimari. Okay. In the series Stargate SG-1, when the serpent, the Goa'uld, takes a host, you know that the serpent, the Goa'uld, is in the person when their eyes glow like this. Boom! Hold on. Why am I seeing the glowing eyes of the Goa'uld in Stargate SG-1 on a mountain in the desert southwest of an Egyptian pharaoh? Look in the series Stargate SG-1. When the Goa'uld takes a host and they are mounted with the serpent, their eyes glow. That is in the series Stargate SG-1. But why is there a mountain? In the west, not a mountain, but a rock carving in the West Texas desert with glowing eyes of Pharaoh, glowing eyes of guardians, all over the desert southwest with glowing eyes staring at you right here. I'm going to stop there and I'm going to bring in Connor. Connor, are you ready?
Yes.
Go for it. Your mic is a little bit, I think you have something else turned on.
Hold on, let me check real quick.
If you have something else turned on. Okay?
How about now?
Yeah, better. Go for it, Connor.
Where should I begin?
Wherever. Go for it. I'm muted.
Okay. So I'm just gonna go right in the middle here. I'm gonna talk about the Turing King list because type 1 if you're hearing me clearly and you're understanding and ready to be taught some here. Please type 1. Type 1. Good. Okay. The Turing King list is an Egyptian record of the pharaohs of Egypt. And there are 3 columns. The first column, the gods of Egypt. The second, kings before the human pharaohs. The third is of historical pharaohs of Egypt. The first human pharaoh was Narmer or Menes, whatever. The first human pharaoh was Narmer. Now the ancient Egyptians were quite clear on this. The pharaoh was of the gods, and also, hold on, was of a reincarnation lineage as well to Horus, the god, the son of Osiris and Isis. Also, in direct bloodline to Osiris and Isis, Amun-Ra, and directly to the god Geb, the father of Osiris, the god of the earth, in Egyptian culture. Now, I'm going to read to you. Hold on, I'm Googling it now. Okay. So they say they don't have all the pieces. Well, let me tell you, they have all the pieces of the Turin King list. And they only have some on display. I wonder why that is. But they say oh, Sherry, ancient Egypt was a country for 36,000 years, far older than 20,000. The Turin King list is Egyptian. I think you're talking about the Sumerian Kings list. I'm talking about the Turin King list. This is the Egyptian kings. Hold on one second. I have just okay. Here, I'm going to tell you the contents real quick. So, columns 1 and 2. Gods of ancient Egypt, the spirits and mythical kings. Columns 3 is dynasties 1 and 2, which included Narmer. Column 4 consists of dynasties 2 through 5. Column 5 consists of dynasties 6 through 10. Columns 6 and 7 consists of dynasties 11 through 13. 8, 9, 10, 11 consist of kings 13 to 17th dynasties. Now listen here carefully. The first pharaoh truly of ancient Egypt, I want everyone to guess who it is. Please type your answer in the comments. You should know who it is, but I'm not telling you. I want you guys to figure it out. Not Menes, he was the first Human Pharaoh, I'm talking the very, very first Pharaoh, not Narmer. He was the first human Pharaoh. I'm talking about the very first Pharaoh. Yeah. The correct answer is, hold on. I want other people to answer too, besides Renetta. Little two more people. Two more people, and then I'll tell you the answer because I have it right in front of me, and I will tell you the gods who ruled Egypt. Okay, okay. All right. The first ever pharaoh is Ra. Then it goes to his son Shu. Then to Geb, Osiris, Set, who usurped the throne, Horus, Thoth. Now, what's Thoth again? The god of knowledge. Mat, Hab, Aped, Hapu, Shemshu, Menai, Yurka, Af. A king took the name of Set again. Sunu, Horus II, Neb, Nenespek Shu, Pentesempet, Herhamut Shep Sisot, Q Hemut Shep Sisot, Sokar Ariet, then the spirits, which is a group of kings and follows of Horus. And then we go to the human kings. Mene, Teti, Ita, Ki. It goes all the way, the Turin king list goes all the way to Ramses II, because that was the time it was written. So the first ever pharaoh was Ra, Shu, Geb, the father of Osiris. Again, he's the god of the earth. They say every time he laughs, there's an earthquake, the god Geb. Then Osiris. Osiris was dismembered to 14 pieces. Now, I'm going to compare something with you. So, you know how Catholics celebrate the Mass that the Eucharist is the actual body and blood of Christ? It was celebrated far earlier. It's the same thing with Osiris. They took like they did the same thing. They used but they act but I don't know the name of it, but they actually imbibed the host into the body and blood of Osiris, celebrated before Catholicism. So they've been doing this forever. Yes, Angel, they said Osiris was a piece of technology, machine, or robot, too. Some say. Amun Ra is the exact same as Ra, Sherry. It's the exact same thing. Because in the Old Kingdom, Ra was the god of the Old Kingdom. Montu was the god of the Middle Kingdom, and Amun Ra was the god of the New Kingdom, and continued on. Now, Montu in the Middle Kingdom was the god of war. Interesting. But What I look here that Rionetta posted here, you could also say that a world culture here is imbibing into us. They're telling you what is our true past. Civilization is older than we think. Again, Earth was visited by extraterrestrials for 170 million years through its breeding program. They've been experimenting with life on Earth for 170 million years.
I want to step in and I want to show something. So we're talking about the human race prior to Seth, Osiris's wicked brother, taking over the planet, who I believe is Yahweh. And everywhere I go in the desert Southwest, I keep seeing the same motif. I keep seeing a pharaoh, and then I keep seeing the white race on one side, and then the black race on the other. Here in this stone relief, we see the pharaoh in the middle. By the way, something just jumped out at me. Another 2, 3 layers of eyes. And now I have to ask myself, what the hell is this? Okay. So I think now I have another level. I'm seeing 3 more layers of eyes, or 4 more layers of eyes, and I'm going to draw them out later. Right. And I think I decoded what it is now. Now, on the left in this section, I believe this is Odin. I'm going to remove the markups in a second. On the right, you see the darker races. In the middle, you see Pharaoh, and get this. At the bottom, you see Pharaoh's ship. I'm going to show you where I took this is about 300 to 400 miles from this one. Hold on. Let me pull it up. Okay, first I'm going to play the video. Okay, let me download the video. And then I'm going to show you guys the picture. Why this is important. This picture was taken deep in the desert, about 300 to 400 miles away from this video. In this video, we see a pyramid here. You can clearly see a pyramid here with an all-seeing eye. Does everyone see this? This video and the pyramid of Pharaoh is 400 miles separated. Between this and this is 400 miles. Here we see a pyramid. At the top of the pyramid is the all-seeing eye. Now watch this. To your left, you see a shadow. To your right, you see a shadow. In the middle, you see a pharaoh. In the Texas desert. Let's look again. When we look at the shadow on the left, it is clearly a black man. The outline, the nose, the eye, the forehead represents someone black. When we look at the shadow from the pyramid on the right, it clearly depicts someone white. I'm going to play the video, then I'm going to show the picture so I don't disrupt it. Okay? Look at the shadow on your left, that's a black man. Look at the shadow on your right, that's a white man. In between, there is a resting pharaoh. Now, this pharaoh looks like Ptah, but from the penis-tipped crown That is something worn by the females. In the middle, we see the Masonic M and we see the V. Is everyone seeing the symbols? The pyramid with the all-seeing eye. The Masonic checkerboard of black and white. Half a face of a pharaoh with a pharaonic headdress. Is everyone seeing this? I took this video. Only Sherry is seeing this. Connor is seeing it. No one else is seeing this? Why do we keep seeing a motif before the Abrahamic religions? And this is the mound. I believe this is a burial mound. Okay, right there. Why is there 400 miles? Sarah, thank you. Angel, thank you. 400 miles separated. We see black and white with a pharaoh in the middle. The black race, the white race, pharaoh in the middle. 400 miles later, white race, black race, pharaoh in the middle. 400 miles away. No one can say I'm making it up. This is the actual still photograph. That's the video. And let me find the still. This is the still photograph. And of course, it's lion-headed. Thank you, Sherry. It's the feline race. Are you guys seeing this? The question, yes, because this clearly looks like a lion's head, the lion-headed one. Now, we know this is either Ptah, or we know that this is the female, because this shape on the pharaoh's head is what the females wear. Ptah also had a crown like this. Let me see if I can find it. There we go. No one can say I'm making it up. I'm about to show you. Okay, let's see here. Ptah. No one can say I'm making it up. No one can say I'm making it up. No one can say I'm making it up. Look at the top. Look at the top. Are you guys seeing this? Look at the top of the pharaonic crown. Look at the top of the crown. Yes, Angel, that's powerful. That's the birthing position. 2 legs wide open. And that's why I believe this is the female, because it's the female that wears this type of crown on their heads. Which goes back, it's the female bloodline that we see clearly. We did not come from Adam and Eve. We did not come from Adam and Eve. We did not come from Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve came later. We were here before. And that is why they went around the planet exterminating the indigenous who had this knowledge. Okay? Now look at this. Look at the headdress. You see the penis type dip? The top? Look at the top. No one could say I'm making this up. Okay? A mountain in Texas. Remember what Osiris said. Osiris takes his boat and he travels, not Osiris, it's Ra. Ra takes his boat and travels from the east to the west. This is West Texas. Is everyone seeing this? Connor, do you have something to say about this image?
No, you can keep going. I'll mention that later on, but you can keep going.
Okay, so I wanted you guys to see this. Now watch this. One part we see black and white, the black and white race with the pharaoh in the middle. This 400 miles later, we see the black and the white race carved 400 miles later with the pharaoh in the middle. Let me remove the markup so you guys can see with your own two eyes. Do you see them? I removed the markups. Do you see them?
I see them.
Thank you. Now I want to say something else. Now we're going to mark up. I'm seeing 3 more pairs of eyes, and I'm trying to figure out what these eyes are. Now watch this. We're going to mark up all Pharaoh's eyes. Okay, let's mark them up. Now I want you guys to tell me what you think these eyes are. So we have this eye. Oh, goodness, it's too thick. Hold on. Pharaoh had a lot of eyes going on. Okay, we have this eye. We have the serpent eyes. We have this eye. Okay, we have this eye here. We have the eye here that looks like a pyramid with an eye in it. We have the bird that looks like a crashed flying saucer. That looks like an eye. Then we have, hold on, then we have another pair of eyes up here. Are you guys seeing this? What are, and then there's this one here. What are all these eyes?
Hold on a second here. Have you all heard of Argos, the Greek 100-eyed god?
Okay. This is beginning to make sense. Connor, go for it.
So there's this god named Argos Pontippus. He is a giant, but he is also a god. He is a servant of the goddess Hera, the queen of the gods, who was appointed to watch the cow Io.
Oh, did you say cow?
Yep,
You would never believe what's right next to this.
a
You would,
cow.
3 red heifers.
Argus was a great watchman because he never slept, and when some of his eyes were closed, others were open. His fate was he was slain by Hermes, who was also known as Argefontus, or Slayer of Argus. According to his history, a peacock came from the blood of Argos. Some say that Hera placed Argos' eyes in the peacock's tail after his death.
Okay.
Another one
Go ahead, sorry.
with these many eyes is Omphane. In the Bible, these angels are said to have rims of 4 eyes in the wheels of the Lord's heavenly chariot. And a Japanese spirit with the same amount of eyes is called Manku Murakiran. Go ahead.
And in the Bible, it talks about the throne of God having many eyes.
Exactly.
And the wheel within the wheel. Which means this was stolen from the Egyptians.
Yes, and Io was Hera's priestess.
Okay.
And Io was transformed into a cow.
Okay, now here's what's next to it. Let me show you. I'm looking for the photo to make sure I have the photo here. Okay, before we get into the war. Okay, this, I'm going to have to show you guys the video. So we're going to stop there, right? Because I just saw these layers of eyes and I'm like, why does Pharaoh have so many eyes? Okay, watch this. Because the bull is in this one. The 3 sets of bulls right here. Good. I needed to find them. Red heifers, not bulls, red heifers. Okay? Are you guys finding this fascinating? Okay, right here, this is the entire range, okay? And we're going to decode this entire range on another day. We're only focusing on some specific parts today, okay? Do you guys find this fascinating? The seraphim, okay,
I
boom,
do.
right here. This here is a red heifer, okay? There is a second red heifer here, which was the golden calf, and then there's a third gigantic red heifer here. You can't really see it. I have to go in my camera, which I don't have, and bring out the picture. This is not a pig. This is a red heifer. Okay? So there's 3 red heifers here. Mother, father, and child. Okay? So when he said it was depicted as a cow, I said, oh my God, right next to Pharaoh, and Pharaoh is right here, which you're going to see. Watch this. These are the red heifers. Boom! Pharaoh. Do you guys see him? Stop right here. This is Pharaoh. Do you see him? This is the black Pharaoh right here. And this is Odin right here. And these are the 3 red heifers right here. Carved into a mountain. No, in the side of a hill, I'm sorry, in West Texas. This is the black race here. This is Pharaoh here with the multiple eyes. You see, I'm not making it up. That's why I always try to take videos with the photos. And this is Odin. And these are the 3 bulls. And when you see one of Odin's crowns has wings that almost looks like a bull. You know, Red Bull makes you fly. Remember the bull with the wings, which is Sumerian? Okay, which goes back to that Atlantean symbol. It's all here. It's all carved into this mountain, but this, not a mountain. It's the side of the road on a hill. Now, here's what's really fascinating about this. I'm going to move it. Are you guys seeing the layers of eyes? Now, this is Pharaoh. Here, I'm going to go back to that video. Let me close this out. I'm going to close this out. I'm going to close this out. Okay? And I want you guys to see this. Okay, I'm going to move the video. We're only going to watch a certain part of the video. Okay. Right here is where we're going to focus next. This is the topic for tonight. On the left, we're going to focus here. The 3 red heifers. This has nothing to do with Jews. It's stolen from Egypt. It is stolen history. And this is why they went around the planet carving the real truth onto the side of mountains. And that's why Jesus said, the rocks will cry out. Now watch this. We're going to focus on this side here. Okay, the red heifers are in the middle. Boom. This is precisely what I want. We're going to focus on here, and we're going to focus on here. This is Pharaoh. This is his brother. And in between are 3 red heifers. Now, let me show you the photo. This is the topic for tonight. Okay, let's start with the photo. Let me close out some of these things here. Okay, this is the video I want, the image I want. Do you guys see the donkey? And who does the donkey represent? I'm gonna mark it up for you guys to understand what is really taking place on this planet. Okay, You were lied to. Okay? You were lied to. The story of the Hebrews have nothing to do with the people in Israel. It has to do with the people of Kemet, who you called Egypt, and a war between Osiris and his brother. This is the truth. It has nothing to do with those people in Israel. Nothing, 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 nothing.
I
They
see it.
stole this history. Thank you. Does
I see
anyone
it.
see the donkey? Go ahead.
And the donkey represents Seth.
Bingo. Now watch this. I'm going to mark it up. Oh, I hope you guys are ready. Do you guys find this fascinating? I'm going to mark it up.
I do.
Okay. I'm going to mark it up. I'm going to mark it up here. I'm going to mark it up. Okay. Okay. I'm going to mark this up. I'm going to mark. Oh, why are they doing this? Okay. I want you guys to see this. Okay. You're going to understand what happened recently with Hurricane Helene when you see this, what's carved on the side of a mountain in West Texas. Okay, you're going to understand what happened with Hurricane Helene and who's doing it when you see what's carved into this mountain in West Texas. Okay, I'm going to show you this.
Renetta, I'll be right back.
Okay, Connor, that's fine. Okay. Let me know when you begin to see it. Let me know when you begin to see it. I'll give you a hint. The Hindus call this flying vimanas. Let me know when you begin to see it. Okay, let me just draw something out here. What do you think this is? Don't you see Seth in a ship firing directed energy weapons? We know it's Seth because this is Seth's donkey. We know it's Seth because this is Seth's donkey. Don't you see Seth? Don't you see Seth in a ship firing? Thank you. Seth is in a ship firing directed energy weapons. In the middle of this ancient mural are 3 red heifers. And on the right, Pharaoh, watch this, the Pharaoh that you were taught by a group of people to hate is on the right. This is Seth's ship here. Do you see the white light here? These are directed energy weapons. Do you see it? Seth in his anger. This is Seth's donkey. Okay? These are the 3 red heifers. This is Pharaoh in between the black race and the white race. And in between the 3 of them are 3 red heifers. Let me show you this again. Do you see angry Seth with his donkey firing in a ship, firing directed energy weapons in his ship? Nobody else sees this?
I see it.
Thank you, Connor. Anybody else? And where do we see? We have been taught to believe that the Pharaohs hate. The Pharaohs were the enemies of the human race. But look who steps in. Look who steps in to preserve the black race here, the darker skinned races here, with his ship right here. Do you see his ship? Don't you see the what do you call it? When the rocket, the boosters. Do you see the boosters here at the bottom? Let me pay. How do you know this is a ship? There are boosters at the bottom. Do you see a Pharaoh in between the darker skinned races on the right and the fairer skinned races on the left, with the red heifer protecting them from his evil brother? Right here. Look, but they lied to you and told you the Pharaohs were evil. It's right here. No one else sees this? Is it only
I see it.
Terry? Thank you, Connor. Anybody else? Zuri, Conspiratary, Angel, Sarah, Benjamin. Anybody else here? Does anyone else see this? Pharaoh is protecting the darker skinned races and the lighter skinned races from his evil brother Seth, from destroying them. And his evil brother Seth has ships with directed energy weapons coming out of it. It's right here. But you were taught that the Pharaohs were evil. It's right here. I have to get the pictures of, I have way better pictures of the red heifer. I'm going to get the pictures of the red heifer. It's just not in this series right here. Benjamin, you see it. It's right here. Pharaoh is in the middle, protecting the lighter skinned races and the darker skinned races from his evil brother Seth, who is firing. Do you see? Let me put it here. Right here. Right here. He is in a ship and he's firing directed energy weapons. Okay? Carved into a mountain in West Texas. Right here. Look. Do you guys see the energy coming out of the weapons? Can you see it?
Yes.
Thank you, Connor. Does anyone else see it? Does anyone else see it? This is Seth. Do you see his head? Right here. Do you see it? This is the ship. These are the weapons coming out right here. The energy coming from directed energy weapons. And Pharaoh is the one who comes and protects the human race from his angry, destructive brother, Seth. I still haven't quite figured out why the 3 red heifers. Okay? But this is the entire video. I filmed it right here. So you can see it with your own 2 eyes. Here's Pharaoh's ship right here. That looks like a pyramid. And we see the boosters, the boosters under the ship right here. You see it? Carved into a mountain in West Texas. It's right there. If you want to understand what's going on, you must understand that what the person who is destroying the human race is Seth, the angry brother of Pharaoh. It's right here, carved into the mountain. It's happening now. You're fighting Sethites.
Like we talked about in the last video before this.
Go for it, Connor. Go for it.
So does anybody remember the podcast that Rionetta and I did about the Sethites and Apophites? Okay, yeah. So we are bringing this up again because we are trying to warn people, because the New World Order is all about Set and Apophis. It's all about Set and the Queen Spider. It's all connected here. It's all connected. There's a war that is still being fought on today between Set and the forces of good, Ra. And you need to, you guys understand. I know you guys understand because you're open-minded. But there are people that we need to wake up, and we need to have people understand our true history before this happens. Because let me tell you this one simple fact. The people who worship Set, want to destroy humanity. Set was the protector of Ra, but betrayed Ra and serves Apophis. Apophis is the god of chaos and destruction. He destroys entire planets. The world leaders say, I'll get to you in just one moment. The world leaders today cover stuff up like this is because they don't want you knowing. They want you to be demented. They want you to be stupid. I want you all to right now open your eyes, open your ears, and see the signs. Because what Rionetta is showing you, and what Rionetta and I are telling you, is that we're trying to tell you our true history. Go ahead, Rionetta.
Well, thank you, Connor. What I'm trying to decode is, where is Set firing those directed energy weapons? What is this? I'm trying to decode what this is. You see this part down here? It looks like a cone head. It looks like it looks like one of those heads in Cappadocia in Turkey. So I don't know what this is, but the directed energy, does everyone see the directed energy weapons? It's going into this thing here. It's blue. It looks like the color of the sea, but it's like a square. That's kind of like a cone head. So I'm trying to think, look right here. What is this? I don't know where he's firing his weapons, but what I do see is in between the red heifer, the three red heifers. We see Ra, Osiris, protecting the human race. The light-skinned ones on the right, the dark-skinned ones on your left. So Ra is going to step in. Osiris is going to step in. But I don't know what this is. It looks like a face, but I don't know what this is. I'm assuming this is the earth. Let me play it. That's why everyone, you must come to next year's excursion, because I want everyone to have these pictures. I want everyone to see it. I'm trying to figure out what are these red heifers. And get this, Texas gave the children of Seth, I don't want to say the country, the red heifer. That's all I'm going to say. You see the red heifers? Yep, it's 3 of them. Okay? I want you guys to think about what you're seeing. This is why the ancients were not stupid. They knew destruction was coming. People, you're not crazy. They knew destruction was coming. And they knew that the destroyers of the earth would destroy the books. This is why the ancient Africans never kept their writing on paper. They kept their writing inside people's bodies, which is the next live stream that I'm going to decode about the ancient computer and how the ancient computer were melanin-based computers. And that's where they kept the knowledge. They kept the knowledge encoded in computers. And when they tell you that God wrote the 10 Commandments on tablets, it wasn't 2 blocks. No, it was actual tablets, like a tablet you buy from Apple or Google. It was actual stone tablets like this. I'm sorry. It was actual tablets like this. And it wasn't the 10 Commandments. It was the laws of Ma'at. It was stone tablets.
The goddess of justice.
Thank
in
you.
Egyptian.
Okay, it was stone tablets. Tablets like this. But stone. Are you guys getting it? Now, why is that important? The reason why the ancients wrote in stone is because they knew it was not safe to just write on paper. Can anyone guess why it's not safe to write on paper? Can anyone guess why it's not safe to keep knowledge in books? Because it can be rewritten. Exactly, Angel, and that's what's out here in the desert Southwest. Guys, these stories are older than 6,000 years. You don't believe me? Watch this. I'm going to close with this. I'm going to close with this story. I'm going to close with this story, right? Watch this. Okay. You don't believe me that these stories were stolen? I want to show you a story of the Apache people on their sacred mountain. Let me find the story. I'm going to show you the story of the Apache people. Just give me a second here. Let me pull the story up. Hold on. Okay. This mountain is a sacred mountain of the Apache. Thank you, guys. When you write in stone, it's very difficult for people to come and to erase the stones. This is why the ancients wrote in stone. I am here to tell you that the story of Jonah is not a Jewish story. It was stolen. This is a sacred mountain of the Apache people. This sacred site is, hold on, I want to give you the exact dates. This sacred site is 34 to 38 million years old. Does everyone understand English?
Yes.
The sacred site, which is sacred to the Apache people, the cyanite Pluton was formed 34 to 38 million years ago. Let me say it again. The stones you're looking at is 34 to 38 million years old. Now let's do a final decode. Watch this. Do you see this eye?
Yes.
Okay. Look at this. Do you see the mouth?
Yes.
Okay. Let me show you something. Okay. Let me show you something. Okay. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Okay, there we go. I found the type of whale. Okay, let me get some images here. Okay, now, why does this sperm whale look like this? On a mountain that's 34 million years old. Does everyone see this?
Yes.
Is everyone seeing the whale?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. Now we see there is something coming out of the whale's mouth. Let's zoom in.
Jonah.
Ah! So no one can say, I'm making it up. Let's crop. Let's move in. Let's move in. This is the whale's mouth. Okay. Does everyone see the head? The bulbous, elongated head of someone. Does everyone see the body?
Yes.
Does everyone see the whale vomiting out someone?
Yep. Yes.
Why is there a mountain that is 34 million years old in West Texas of a sperm whale vomiting out a man? Does anyone know the story of a man being vomited out by a whale? What's the story of the man, the only man on earth we know in the ancient past who was vomited out by a whale? Does anyone
Jonah.
know his name? Jonah! So wait, hold on. If this mountain is 34 million years, and according to the Jews, the earth is 6,000 years, how is it that the Apache was telling you that there was a man who was vomited out by a whale, and carved it into a mountain 34 million years ago.
That means the story is 34 million years old, even older than that.
It's right there. It's right there. Anyone could go to this mountain. Anyone could go to this mountain and see the whale vomiting out the man. Anyone could climb up 400 feet in the air and go and see this with their own two eyes. The mountain is 34 million years. Okay? You've been lied to. You've been lied to about the Pharaohs. You've been brainwashed to believe that the Pharaohs were the enemies. You've been brainwashed to believe that the Pharaohs were against the human race. No, it was never the Pharaohs against the human race. It was the Pharaoh's evil, jealous brother. You've also been lied to that the black race and the white race are enemies of each other. No. When you go to the stones, we see carved into the stones that Isis and Osiris created the black race, the white race, the Asian race, the red people, what you call the Native Americans. They were smart enough not to write it on paper because they knew the time was coming when Seth, the evil brother of Osiris, would change history and would run a reset. I am not here to argue with you, M. Lola. I am not arguing with you. I am telling you what is carved into the mountains in the desert. And what is carved in the mountains in the desert is Pharaoh creating the black race and the white race. And it wasn't Pharaoh by himself. He had a female consort with him. I am not arguing with anyone. Come to the desert and see it with your own two eyes. I just said to you, you cannot go by their books. You cannot go by their writings because it's all lies. I just said this to you. This is why the ancients carved in stone. This is why the ancients wrote on the side of mountains. Wait till we break down the ancient computer. But their book tells you that the Elohim came and divided the whole earth. Take it away, Connor, before we wrap it up.
So we have learned that Egypt was a country for 36,000 years. We learned that there was a world, that there was a global culture that existed for millions of years. Millions of years.
Thank you.
There was a global empire that was here millions of years. We learned that there was a great war, but that is still continuing today between Set and Ra and Apophis, continuing on today. And then we also learned that the story of Jonah is 34 million years older than the story in the Bible. We learned everything is far older than you think. Everything is older. We know that the original Hebrews were Egyptian because Akhenaten's brother was Moses, Tutmos. We also learned that his daughter, Merit Aten, is the ancestor of all European royal families. We also learned that all the royal families on the entire planet is biologically connected. We learned that the Atlantean bloodline is continuing to this day. It is the oldest before Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve was created as a slave race. We learned about that. They want to control us, they want to enslave us, and we're not going to let that happen unless we wake people up. To the viewers out there watching this, wake up and see for yourselves, not to the people who are in the comment section because they know what's going on, but to the people outside of the comment section, wake up and listen. Open your eyes and see for yourself. Open your ears and listen carefully. We've been lied to for centuries. We've been lied to for thousands, possibly millions of years. Humanity is far older than we think. And again, all extraterrestrial races in the Milky Way galaxy have been visiting our planet for 170 million years. Our universe is 93 billion years old. Our Earth is 4.6 billion years old. The extraterrestrials have been coming to this planet for genetic experimentation for 170 million years. Go ahead, Rena.
Also, I would like to add the stories of the Bible. And as you know, I don't believe anything in the Bible, but I had to retract that when I saw it in stone. These stories occurred, but they lied. The stories are older than the Jews. The Jews are less than 6,000 years. These mountains are millions of years. The stories are older. The stories do not belong to the Jews because this is Apache land. Let me say that again. This land where these carvings are is not Jewish land. It is Apache. Why is there Jonah being vomited out by a whale on Apache land? And why is it that the scientists determine that these rocks are 34 million years? We've been lied to. Why is it that we have been lied to and told that the pharaohs are the cause of all earth's problems? But when we look to the rocks, and Jesus said the rocks will cry out, not me, Jesus. I'm only following in the footsteps of Jesus. Why, when we look to the rocks, the Hebrew people started with rocks. They were called the 10 Commandments written in stone, which were ancient tablets. Why is it when we look to the stones, we see that the human race was taller when they were created by the Egyptian pharaohs? The humans were free. They were taller, they were faster, they were stronger, and they were not slaves.
And we had 6 fingers and we had 6 fingers, and we have more appended toes on our feet than we do today.
Right? But then came this Seth, who wanted blood sacrifice. Seth, who wanted a slave race. Seth, who wanted a religion where people worship. They did not seek higher knowledge and spirituality. They were slaves to God. That's it. This is Seth. This is the great reset. Reset. This is what they wanted. When the pharaohs, if you come to these sites and you see, when the pharaohs had their hand in creating the human race, They were 30 feet, 40 feet, 50 feet, 60 feet, 100 feet tall. They were the mighty men. But you know what they called us? They called us giants and sought to exterminate us. People, you were lied to. You did not come from Adam and Eve. You are way older. And they've been exterminating, shrinking, and dividing us because they don't want faster, stronger, more powerful people. That is not what they want. They want weak, dumb sheep to use as slaves and food. And this is why the ancients wrote on rocks. It was their secret code. And then Jesus came and spilled the beans. The rocks are going to cry out. Let me tell you a secret about Jesus. If you believe in Jesus, I don't follow any savior, but if you do, Jesus was against the religious order and sought to free the people.
Well, remember when he said, "I say woe to you, Pharisees, you you blind guides." Remember him saying that? Therefore, I
Yes,
say woe to you, Pharisees.
it's right here. No one could come to tell me I'm making this up, because when you know where this site is located, they tell you this site is 34 million years and it belongs to the Apache. It is the sacred land of the Apache people. Hold on. How is it that the rocks have a sperm whale vomiting Jonah that's older than the Bible? Oh,
34 million years old?
okay. I didn't make it up. So, guys, Jesus said the rocks will cry out. And it is also written that we are in the time of the apocalypsos, meaning the unveiling. You know what that means? It means that all the lies of the system is going to be unveiled. All the lies, not some. Let me show you what's at the top of this ancient drawing. Look who's at the top here. Can anyone guess what race this is?
Gray.
That's a gray. That's a gray. Right here. I believe Ra. I believe what happened recently with a certain hurricane was Seth. I'm going to leave that there. I believe that was Seth. And I believe that Ra and Seth are at war, which is what I told you was going on. Apophis and Ra are fighting. Osiris and Seth are fighting. And here we see carved into the rocks that Osiris, the embodiment of Ra, will protect the genetics that belongs to them. People, wake up. Anyone who is telling you that the white race are going to be exterminated, no, they're not just coming for the white race. They're coming for the human race. Stop listening to these racists. Stop listening to these people who are telling you they're only exterminating the white race. The migrants are Black and Latino and Middle Eastern being bombed and run off their land. They're coming for everyone. And it is the sons of Seth. That is why the New World Order is called the Great Reset. It is the second reign of Seth. Which was the satanic order. All right, guys? So, guys, you have to try to learn. Get rid of these people. Get rid of these liars and these deceivers that are telling you it's only the white race and it's only the Black race. No, they are bombing and killing the people in the Middle East and running them off their land. They are bombing and killing the people in Africa and running them off their land. They are bombing and they're not bombing, they're using gangs to kill the people in Latin America and run them off their land. Yes, Seth is Baal.
Baal. Yeah.
Yeah, Baal. You know, like Baal Moral Castle,
Yep.
like the Balfour Declaration. Balfour. The four represents north, east, west, and south. The cardinal points. Balfour. Balfour Declaration. From Balmoral Castle. You understand how deep this goes? Okay? And they want to start a war in Europe where they bomb and run Europeans off their land. Understand?
And you know, it's interesting. When they practiced child sacrifice back then, they always sacrificed to Baal, they always sacrificed to Set and Moloch.
Yes.
So they practice that with abortion today.
Yes. Let me say this again. Let's say this again. Right now, they are bombing the children of Seth, are bombing. They've been bombing for the last 30 years, the people in the Middle East and running them off their land into Europe. For the past 200 years, the children of Seth have been bombing the Africans and running them off their land into Europe. They are not bombing Latin America, but they are creating, the children of Seth are creating gangs in Latin America to run the people into the Americas. And the same children of Seth are pushing for a war on European soil to run the Europeans out. Don't listen to these people who are telling you it's just happening to whites. It's a lie. It's happening
to everybody.
Everyone. It's happening to everyone. They want us landless, roaming the earth, being hit and bombed by the directed energy weapons of Seth. They are Sethites, and Seth was never a pharaoh. When they tell you it's
Pharaoh, he was illegitimate.
Seth was never a pharaoh, and he resented that.
Because his nephew Horus was in the way.
Bingo. Okay. All right. It wasn't Ra, Sherry. It was Seth. They are Sethites. They hate Ra. And how do you know they hate Ra? They hate the sun. Ra represents the sun. These people want to block out the sun. They could never be followers of Ra. You following? And for the Americans, they're using water and they're using they're using floods and they're using fire. Go to your Old Testament and read what Yahweh did to ethnically cleanse a land. Yahweh used fires and Yahweh used floods. Another name for Yahweh is Seth. I'll leave that there. Guys, stop listening to these people telling you that they're only coming to kill white people. Bullshit. They have been killing the Africans for 300 years. And for the last 30, 40 years, they have been massacring. The children of Seth have been massacring the people in the Middle East, running them off their land. And for the past 20 years, they've been creating gangs in Latin America to run the people off the land. And now they're doing it in the United States with floods and fires to run them off the land. They're coming for everyone. All right, my friends? So guys, love you. I gotta run because I have another life, another show to do. Think about this. It's a long video, but I do long form videos to educate people and to wake up zombies. Okay, Connor, your closing remarks, and then we'll call it a night. I'm gonna stop sharing this.
All right. Remember, guys, always always be vigilant. Always have your eyes open, and always have an open mind. Make sure always to listen carefully. Thank you.
Thank you, Connor, for that wonderful closing, guys. And I always close with this. We've been lied to. Nothing. That's why I stopped reading their books, because I realized the real history is carved into stone. Okay? Doesn't mean that I don't read. it means that I don't read their propaganda. Okay, it's going to be on Kimari. It's going to be on Don Rogers' show. I don't know if he's going to go live. It's a Zoom call, so I don't know if it's going to be live. If it's live, I'll post the link. Right? So watch this, and it's literally like 30 minutes. So watch this. Really and truly, the real history is carved into stone on the sides of mountains. Okay, it's not in books, people. Books are a trap. They change the books. They come in, bomb the people, run them off the land, change the books. You can't trust books. You cannot trust history. You really can't. Human beings were supposed to be 30, 40, 50 feet tall, and no, we were not Nephilim. Humans were supposed to be flying. Mighty men. That is who we were created to be. We were shrunk, poisoned, and had our DNA cut and then divided. They told you they did this. They said, let us come down and divide them. They told you they did it. And they're here again doing the same shit. Love each other. The only way to defeat the sons of Seth is to love each other and support each other. It's the only way to differentiate the true children of the Creator versus the children of Seth. The children of Seth cannot love. Okay, guys? Love you guys. Love each other. Think about what I'm saying. Connor, thank you again. And on the next one, where we break down the ancient computer, I'm going to have you on. Thank you, guys. Bye.
See ya, everybody.